Welcome to the Bronx Aerosol Arts Documentary Project. Today is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. I am Pastor Crespo Jr., the research librarian and archivist for the Bronx County Historical Society. I will co-interview King B's oral history with Kurt Boone. Kurt, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Kurt Boone, and I've been writing and photographing urban culture for many years.
Great. And we have the pleasure of being joined by a Fordham Bronx African American History Project intern, Emma Gar, who will be observing. We are joined today by King B, a graffiti artist and an artist at large. Please, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am the Royal King B, a.k.a. Konic Acid, K-Born.
Awesome, awesome. We like to start out all of our oral histories by finding out your family background and history. Could you tell me where your parents come from and talk to us a little bit about each, if you would?
Well, my mom is Salvadorian, born in Salvador, and my father was Panamanian. I was born in Harlem, but I was raised in the Bronx.
Got it, got it. Did your mother ever talk about El Salvador and memories about what life was like over there?
We never really talked about it, to tell you the truth. She was always kind of on the low. I guess that's where I get that from.
Right.
It rubbed on me. You know, she don't talk too much about herself.
Okay.
About her age or what she's done. There will be times when she talks to her sister, and then maybe the story will come about.
Right.
Other than that, not really. Or I guess I never showed any interest in it.
Right, right. How about your father from Panama?
My father been all over the world, so with him, he'll tell me things that I never heard before. But he's been everywhere. He's been everywhere in South America, Central America. So he has a lot of stories. And,
Okay.
he's another kind of incognito. Like, he also got many names since he's been in many places. So.
Right. Did they ever tell you, or do you know what year they both arrived in the U.S. and where?
That's a very good question. At one time I did,
okay.
But again, like, it just went through one ear and it fell out the other.
Got it, got it.
No, but I know they met, if I'm correct, at work. Where did they work? Exactly, I heard so many stories. I don't know that. If I really dig into it, I get into it. But to me, it wasn't that point, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was long. I mean, of course, it's a long time ago. Why, yeah.
Right. What neighborhood? Where were you born? And when?
Well, I was in Harlem. I was St. Nicholas. I know that.
All right.
St. Nicholas in Harlem. Harlem Hospital, of course. But then I was raised in the Bronx. By Burnside. 179th Street in Walton.
Got it.
And been there for many years. To tell you the truth, we're still there. Well, we still got the apartment there. All of us grew up. My brothers and I got 4 brothers and 1 sister. She's the oldest, and she also wrote. Lady died.
Nice. What'd she write?
Lady died.
Lady died.
Her name is Diana. So, but when we finished college and eventually we just branched off, but the apartment's still there. My mom was still there.
What year did you move into the apartment?
Let me see. The 70s, I guess. It has to be the 70s.
Okay.
I was born in 1969.
Got it. All right. So your elementary school days were the entire 70s.
Right. It's right.
So what were your memories of Burnside? From your earliest memories in the 70s. What was it like?
I remember the Gran Nevada, the snow. Remember that snow that hit and everybody was immobile. I remember that. Other than that, my childhood there, like, parents were strict, so
yeah. Okay.
I didn't spend a lot of time in the streets. I went to Catholic school. My father put me to Catholic school to get a good education. It's until when I went to high school, I went to John F. Kennedy. But other than that, I would have kept going to parochial school. But
got it.
So I wasn't from the streets.
All right. No. So what was the community like? Was it African American, Latino, a mix, Italian?
Well, when I was young, what I remember was it was mixed. I really didn't see things as like racial issues. Like, to me, it wasn't no big thing. I didn't see the difference in anything like that. So all I knew is I was quiet. I stood to myself. I just observed and kept it going, kept moving.
Got it. At home, do you remember what was a typical meal that you
Oh,
enjoyed?
my
at
mom
home?
used to cook every day. You know what I mean? So she every day was something new. You know what I mean? If it was bacalao, if it was, you know what I mean? A lot of all Spanish food. I mean, chicken, right? I mean, another thing is like my father was always oriented with healthy food, so
Oh, okay.
we ate right. You know, and my father always say never eat out there, always eat at home. You know, everything at home. Sundays we stood home. You know, well, but it's just one thing my father used to go was, man, what you need friends for? You got brothers and sisters. Play with them.
Right.
Of course, they're younger than me. They're not my level. It's until now. Now we, you know, communicate better. We can, you know what I mean? But like then, it just me solo with my friends who else were right into that was artists, and that's what it was, you know. But
All
it
right.
was in Kennedy that I really started to see the graffiti and the train, the one line.
Got
And I
it.
got interested in it. But I've always been an artist since I was a kid.
All right. Yeah.
Since kindergarten and first grade, I've always been an artist, you know, doing trees, the sun, the sky. And here it is, years later, right? You know what I mean? Here I am getting paid
Nice.
to do the same thing. The sun, the sky, the clouds, the grass, you know, how things just come around, you know?
Right. Were there any influences at home in the art sphere that kind of piqued your interest in art at the beginning, or was something you just picked up?
I think I picked it up from my mom. I remember my mom painted these cuadros, these like clown where they were numbers. You paint by numbers.
Right.
I remember she being involved in it, and I was interested in how she got it right. Then I started realizing it's by numbers, and they got the lines and everything. You know what I mean? But that's in 2009. But it's funny how I mentioned that to her. She would remember that. So that was something she just did just to do. I remember that and being influenced with that. You know,
Right.
the artistry, the colors. You know.
Got it. Got it. What kind of music were you influenced to at home?
Oh man, my music to tell you the truth is rock. Always been rock. I know this graffiti thing associates with hip hop,
Uh-huh.
but I was into rock.
Got it. Like which bands were?
Led Zeppelin, Queen, Depeche Mode, Pink Floyd, of course, Metallica.
You remember the '80s when the Motley Crue shirts and the Led Zeppelin shirts were all big?
Yes, yes.
So did you rock those?
No,
No?
way. No. It's funny because no, with patches and all that. No.
Got
I mean, I dressed, when I dressed, tell you the truth, I dressed more on the house head. I mean, a club kid type,
Got it.
you know. But in high school, I stood to myself and did it. Tell you the truth, was in and out, do what I had to do, go to my classes and out. Because my sister went to Kennedy too. I had to, my father made sure we both come home together. So if she came out early, one period earlier than me, you know what I mean? She had to wait for me. You know what I mean? If I came out, I had to wait for her. And sometimes she had to go to track practice. I have to wait for her. I mean, I got to go home with her.
Right. Really strict.
Yes, you know what I mean? I had to look out for her. It's your girl. I mean,
So usually I would ask you what kind of kid games you played in the neighborhood. But so during school, in the schoolyard, during recess, when you had time, what kind of games did you guys play in elementary school?
sure, man. The games I was involved in was, remember, 7 Minutes in Heaven, Catch and Kiss.
Right.
What was that? Leapfrog. What was it? Catch the bacon. That game with the bacon. I mean, you call it out. Two adversary groups that you call out a number. Whoever number you got to come in. Whoever steals the bacon without being tagged. You know, that's who wins. Games like that, and we had to play right in front of my window. We was the first floor. We had to play right there. We couldn't play across the street. We could be out of sight.
Right.
Straight, you know what I mean?
I get you. Yeah, no, I definitely understand. You know, so what were your earliest memories in the neighborhood when you were allowed to play? You know?
The earliest things I remember would be allowed to play summer school. I remember the lunches in certain schools where they had like a program where to feed kids, I guess, that didn't have no lunch. You know,
Right, the summer meal program.
Yes, that I remember that. I used to love that, going to that, you know. Other than that, like, we wasn't really outside too much in the street. And if we did, it was for until when it gets dark, we upstairs.
Yeah.
You know, just a little bit of time outside, but always upstairs, always upstairs reading or doing something, positive other than, and the same thing with TV, not too much TV. And we got to watch what we watch,
Yeah. What elementary school did you go to?
I went to St. Margaret Mary. Student from fourth grade to eighth grade. I went to St. Margaret Mary. There's a Catholic school up in Tremont,
Okay.
in the Bronx. But my hardest classes was in eighth grade. When I went to high school.
Same school, elementary and middle
Well,
school?
when I went from third, second, and first, I went to CES 28.
Right.
You know what I mean? Third grade. Then my father took me out of there and put me in Catholic school. So from fourth grade to eighth grade, that's why I did my Catholic years. But that was my best education, to tell you the truth. I saw the difference, how education plays a part here in America. So I learned it there. When I went to eighth grade, that was my hardest years. My book bag, I was an astronaut. I had homework in every subject. All the books, and I'm always breaking bags. I had to, you had to complete the homework by the next day. When I went to high school, it was a review of everything I did in seventh grade and eighth grade. So it was easy peasy. I wasn't learning anything. Everything was just a review. That's when I started realizing that I was not learning anything. Here, just get your credits, get out of here.
Right. And so, did you take any in elementary and middle school, even in high school? Did you take art classes?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all.
Where did you practice your art? Was it just home?
Exactly. I practiced all at home. I used to watch the trains. The visual, the one train used to be right there, across over the bridge, and you would see it all tagged up. All with nice murals on it. I was heavily influenced by that with the lettering, styles of lettering, how you could camouflage the lettering and still look impressed. So I was impressed by that, and I wanted to try it. I was a toy, and you always approach somebody that knows better, and they discard you. No. First of all, I had a whack king bee. That's a long ass name, there's no such thing as a king bee, but there's one. There's queen bees, So, but nobody wanted to teach me, so I learned on my own, forced it upon me. Everybody always knocked you, whack, just doing it, but I learned my own,
Yeah.
So in my own, I was just getting better, and you show somebody, man, it's all right, Nobody want to give you the thumbs up. Hey, you okay? Everybody wants to see you do good, but nobody wants to see you do better.
Did you have any early mentors?
No, at all.
Not at all.
No, I had people that, like when my sister was young. When she went out with Nick One from a.k.a. Cruise. He was more knowledgeable with it.
Okay.
With it, I wanted to paint her. No, don't touch that candy. I guess he thought I was gonna mess her. I probably would have, but eventually, me on my own, with my own group of people, we started getting better, going every weekend. Every weekend we'll tell my father we gonna go clubbing. So I'm probably allowed that shit. So me with my people, with my party clothes, I'll go and do a wall. Make sure I don't get no paint on me, Because shit, go on with some paint. Make sure I don't get caught, of course not. And then hit the clubs,
Awesome. Hey, Kurt, you want to go ahead and continue with those graph questions?
Yeah, no, it was great, King B. So I pretty much got an idea of your interest in art and where it started. So you mentioned about seeing the trains, right? And was that was in high school? You were seeing some of the trains,
right? When I was in when I was in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th and 12th grade, watching the trains go by.
And then, who were some of the artists' names you saw?
That I used to see? Of course, the 1562. That was my favorite. Kyle dominated. I love it all. Sack, of course. Run, Sack. Who else? FC used to have some stuff in there. Who was another one? But that's mainly the 1562. Especially Kyle. Because they used to do whole cars. They do the whole car, the windows and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was fascinating to me.
So the trains would run across the 4 boroughs. So since you had a strict household, You didn't get a chance to go into Brooklyn and Queens.
No way. We do no trains, do no photography, none of that. I mean, my father knew what time I came out of school. You know what I mean? I had an hour to get there. You know what I mean? To get home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything after that, well, what the hell was I doing? You know what I mean? Train delay.
Right.
That's about I can say, you know, but no. So I learned on my own, on the low. My father wanted to see me doing that in the house. You know what I mean? So even when I started developing and doing it on the street, my father and mother didn't know I was doing it. Then I started doing it in Burnside. They didn't see it. They didn't acknowledge me. One time they walked right by me and I'm painting. I'm like, they just walked like this. Mind your own business. They didn't see me painting. Until later on down the line. So my mother, I did that. And, huh? Nobody walked up. When you really think about it, nobody walks around looking at walls. You know what I mean? All the time understanding that. They just walk like now. People watching the surrounding you, watching everything. She didn't even realize that there were walls on Burnside. Until one time she got locked out the house. And I don't mean her phone is in there. She don't know no number. She remember I told her, you know what? She actually had to go to the wall, saw my number, went to a neighbor and called me. So I could open the door for her to get back inside. She locked herself out, going to the mail. I mean, the door locked her. Unbelievable.
Yeah, right. So in high school, you mentioned your sister wrote too. Did y'all both have your own black books? Or
yes, she had a black book. And I had mine. I mean, of course, she was getting more exposure, more tax. She's a girl. Everybody wanted to get with the girl. I mean, so like, she was down with 156 before me. You know what I mean? I got down because of her being down. I mean, I was happy. You know what I mean? Everybody hit her book. You know what I mean? Everybody did something her book. They hold it for a few days, give it back to her. She met Tracy. She met a lot of people before me. And she was doing her thing. But she really did. And afterwards, she didn't stay heavily on it. You know, she got locked in with boyfriend type of issues. I mean, eventually it just faded out. And she had a lot of pictures. She had a lot of memories of things that we did. And eventually she didn't care about it. It would just be misplaced or I took some, whatever. I mean, whatever I could salvage from it. But to this day, she still asks for her black book. Girl, you don't even know who you related to. You know, she had some good writers in it. Her book was nice.
It was nice. Wow. Yeah. So you heard about Tracy in high school then?
Oh, of course, yeah. Oh, yeah. I did my homework when I was going to high school. You know what I mean? I saw who was up. I saw who was territorial. Tracy was doing jobs before me. It was really crazy because a lot of jobs that he done, I did the spots right after. You know what I mean? Eventually, I don't know a few numbers of years after, but the same locations. You know what he was doing at Kingsbridge?
Yeah.
And I started doing it in Burnside. Then I started doing Kingsbridge to Fordham, you know what I mean? Dominating my area, you know, doing local jobs, you know.
Right. So as you transition from high school to college gave you a lot more room because your parents they're there, but they're not there.
Right. So when I went to college, I went to New York City Tech. You know what I mean? In Brooklyn. That's when I took an art course of what is it, mechanical drawing, what was painting mechanical. Anyway, they teach you the fundamentals of to go in the industry and doing art, but it's all mechanical drawing.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of things. But using that foundation, I applied it to my graph, and I also applied it to when I was doing jobs. You know what I mean, this big scale jobs using the string, the chalk, the measurement. You know what I mean? Applying it to all the craft.
So you were getting jobs early on, like in your college days.
Definitely, yes, of course.
Yeah, how'd you get those jobs?
Well, word of mouth. Me doing one, and then somebody seeing it, and requesting it too, and doing like fruit stands, supermarkets, barbershops. Stuff like that, you know what I mean? Recommended here, recommended there, like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't something where you could live off, because my mother used to complain that you can't live off doing the next job. You don't know when you're going to get paid. But eventually it started catching on. And I used to write it down on the book. You know what I mean? For 5-7 years, I knew when it was going to be my weakest month, when it was my best year. You know what I mean? Like I knew it was growing. Eventually I had to make it a business. I had to, because now I'm not going to big businesses. Because you got to remember, these big companies that pay by check. Like, right, you know what I mean? Now I had to have a business, now I have insurance, you know what I mean? So now I have to make sure it pays the bills, you know what I mean? But eventually it works itself.
So for example, you would go in a grocery store and you tell them you're artists and you can.
No, I never went out there looking for jobs.
Wow.
Never went out there. I guess I had an ego. I don't know what was the problem. I never went out there looking for work. It always came from me. By a writer, a local writer that they approached them because they saw them writing, and then they called me, yo, King, this guy wants something done, this place, and I go and I do it. I never went out there after muster looking for a job. I'm lucky. It always came my way, even if I waited. But now I know the game. If I don't get no job by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I get a new job in the week. That's how it is. I mean, like always on a Monday, I already know. I mean, if I get a job, I'm like, oh boy, gonna be busy. Sure enough, it be like that. But sometimes it be no job for a while. So, but the money will last for that time. That's why you got to be considerate. Don't be thoughtful of. You just can't be spending it because now you gonna get your pay. And some jobs don't give you a deposit. Like Rite Aid, I mean, those jobs, they don't give you a deposit. So you got to muscle, you get the pain to get it done. And then you got to wait 4 weeks for the damn check.
And they got to be happy with it too.
Yes, that's another thing, you know.
So early on, how'd you get access to spray paint? Like say high school, college days. Like you were still on boy, or how'd you?
Well, I had a friend, my boy Nav one that used to work in Sears. See the robot over here on Fort Road. So he would get paid enough for him and for me. Because I used to show him how to do, his letters, whatever. So he'll make sure he has paid for me and him because I didn't have no money, you know what I mean? And that's how he always did it. And from there, we always ran into somebody or met somebody else. Next, they got down with the crew, so on, so on. So I always had somebody that always buy the paint. And eventually, I started my paint when I was doing jobs. Always leftovers. You buy more paint, there's always leftovers. You know what I mean? Every little can I use for even something. You got to be mindful. A little bit of this, a plate, will not be good for the wall, but for the canvas, or for a little something, it goes a long way.
So you didn't really have to rap like the earlier artists.
No, I never went for the racking. I wasn't there for that. I am not even good for that. It just, for me, it was doing something like that. I feel like you can see it in my face. You know what I mean? I'm going to go for that. And I always believe what goes around comes around. I steal from them, something will get stolen from me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So far, I've been on a good, memory lane and doing things like that constantly because it's just nature, boy. You know what I mean? It's just a big full circle, man.
So you're in graffiti. Now, graffiti wasn't popular back then, right? So you kept it from your parents per se, or they just didn't know you were into this art form?
No, they didn't know I was into it like that on the wall. I mean, like getting caught, you do some time, not time, but you get a fine, whatever. But you gotta remember, you get a record. These records, you know what I mean? They can hold you back from a job in the future. You gotta keep in mind. You know what I mean? So you don't want a record or say what you was doing. Oh, hell no. That's what was a big thing with my parents. My parents, a record for what? You know what I mean? But yeah, you're all right. Back then, you gotta remember the period that I was doing graffiti, it was the age of the trains being gone. So a lot of writers that were doing the trains, they left the game alone.
Yeah, right.
But it was brewing all over the world. You know what I mean? They were studying it and taking it to another level. You know what I mean? Same thing like with breakdancing. We left that thing years ago. That is big. Yeah. It's gonna be a sport.
Yeah, right.
So when we was doing walls, we were like the only ones doing walls. You know what I mean? And they snap on us. You know what I mean? Walls don't go nowhere. At least the trains, they travel everywhere. The walls ain't go nowhere.
Yeah.
But little by little, years going on, people started picking up and doing walls. I mean, when we were doing walls, we was hoping the people from the train would be out because we wanted a challenge. You know what I mean? Like we wanted to paint with them and see what we got out there. Until time, always in your head, you think you're famous. You ain't famous yet until you realize. I guess when you leave the game alone and realize that it doesn't matter no more, that's when you're famous, When I wanted to be famous, and I thought I was famous in my head, I wasn't. It's until now that I'm doing my thing, I let know me now, when people know what I did, now I don't care, you know what I mean? Too late. You know what I mean? Too late. It's for when you were young, you had a little money, you know what I mean? And that mind frame.
So this is kind of like more of a personal question from me. I'm always fascinated by aerosol artists using spray paint cans and the technique to do art with the spray paint can. It's not like painting with a brush. So you can explain a little bit about your technique in spray paint can. How'd you learn it?
Well, this is the real reality about using spray paint. It's just like riding a bike. The more you ride a bike, the more you can do tricks with it. You know what I mean? But once you do it, you'll always remember how to do it. You know what I mean? But no matter how much knowledge you got or the tricks you do with the can and with your hand that you use, with this hand, I can't do it. With all the knowledge that I got, you know what I mean, I couldn't do it with this hand. I tried, I'm not going to get it right. I got the form in it, but it's not going to be neat, it's not going to be, you know what I'm saying? So it's practice. I have to practice this hand now to be like that. So now, them writers from the train days, right? They left it go, they left it alone. At one time it was pop or whatever, now they try to come back and do it on the wall. It's like another procedure, they got to relearn it again because you got to train your wrist, your hand, the pressure, the figure, you know what I mean? All that comes to play. You got to acknowledge that because, mind you, even with all this knowledge, I tried with his can, right? With his hand, and I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I got faces, I get drips. You understand? It's just like riding a bike. The more you ride it, the better it gets. It's a practice. There's certain things I can do with a can now because of the practice. I mean, how to fade it, how to make it just a line, one skinny line. You know what I mean? The way you just throw it, a fat line. Certain effects you get by moving your hair, moving your wrist. You understand? When I wear brush, mind you, I use brush too sometimes when I do canvases, but with spray paint. Spray paint and let it go. And with the brush, you know what I mean? And I paint. A lot of writers don't use brush. A lot of writers use markers. It's paint markers. You know what I mean? On canvas, which is easier because they got the point already. And it's like writing. If you've been writing all your life, I mean, you can maneuver the paint marker. That's why you see a lot of people using paint markers. But try to use it with a brush. That easy. Mind you, you got to be quick about it too because the can, remember the paint is going to dry. It's going to get harder. So now you got to dilute it. Using a brush. And that brush is not combination good with the spray can. The chemicals in that can fucks up the brush. You know what I mean? Like we be cleaning it just fucks up the brush. So you got to have a lot of brushes to do and take these things. Now when it comes to spray paint on the canvas, again, now you're working on a size smaller than the wall. So the overspray is a killer. You got to know your techniques. Doing the way you apply it on the wall. It's a whole different setup on the canvas. People still do it. This is what I like that one medium thing. When you look at the back, like what medium you use on canvas, when you see multimedia, pen, marker, brush, no, keep it one medium. You know what I mean? All spray can, all brush, all acrylic, or all markers. That plays a part. That shows the craft in an artist.
So back in the days in the, say like the 90s, early 90s, trains are gone. There are a few spray paint can companies. Like right now, there's about 40 different companies. And now they have 20 or 30 different caps to get to different art forms like lines or big areas. You're going to use a different cap. So back in the 90s, if you needed to do a line, you didn't have a line cap, right? You had to use that one.
Right. They had this one can that came out. We used to get it from propane. It was called Liquid caps. It was Liquid. Who put me onto them was Vase. Vase is put up onto it. Vase got put on by Coles. Vase go for the lines. He did trade lines.
Trade lines, yeah.
Right. A lot of these people like Tracy, Task Crew, a lot of these artists, they were using the bone caps. They were good at it. To use that cap that came in a can, you know what I mean? And Krylon, that's good. You know what I mean? I used to be using Krylon too. But then I came across that Liquid cap. You know what I mean? And it got things more straight. You know what I mean? But it wasn't so easily accessible.
Yeah.
It's until later years now they started making caps for that. You only take all these caps they got. You only need just two caps. You just need a fat cap and you need a skinny cap.
That's it.
Everything else is just working with your wrist.
With your wrist.
Because there's people that would like, now I could do a piece and I could even outline it with a flat cap. You know what I mean? I could. You know, I could do that, but that's because it's lying years of experience. You know what I mean? And the just thinner one just getting more sharper.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But all these cabbages, that's just, man, that's just for the average writer that don't know no better. But mind you, it gives you a different effect. It does. Some cans, there's cans that give you that flare effect, the big, just thin. Again, that's called wrist motion. I mean, knowing how to use that. There's people that do pieces looking like that. You know what I mean?
So let's talk a little bit about Graffiti Cruise, right? Graffiti Cruise, and start at the beginning. So high school, college, you had Graffiti Cruise. What's been your initial experience with these graffiti? Obviously, you're a member of a couple of crews now. You're even a president of a crew right now. But let's start from the 90s. And what was your experience?
I remember when I was in high school, I wanted to be down with a crew called TBM, the Bronx Mob.
The Bronx Mob.
You know what I mean? I remember the president, Pray Lord, Pray, my man Boz with it. And they were local.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They were local, but it was nice on books. You know what I mean? When they showed the black book, they had an artistry about them. You know what I mean? And they represented. My boy Cyro was another one, Cyro. But it intrigued me. You know what I mean? Like in high school in Kennedy, we have 8 floors, right? We have escalators, elevators. Yeah. Kennedy's big, so we had it in the first floor. There used to be a little section, and writers used to be there. That's where they would congregate. You know what I mean? Sharing books, sharing stories. I couldn't handle it. You know what I mean? I was a toy. I mean, that was for the, you know what I mean, who was on the line, who did it. You know what I mean? If I wanted to hit a book, you know what I mean, you asked me first where am I? I mean, that book was like, I was not going to embarrass myself.
And show anything.
You know what I mean? I was not going to play myself. I didn't even attempt it, but I always look. I know who's who.
Who's who?
Yeah, you know what I mean? But they stuck to themselves. I mean, some of them was, you know what I mean, doing a line. Some of them was just nice in books, and that's it. Some of them were just local around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I kind of got more oriented with the locals of the neighborhood. Because remember, I used to have to wait for my sister, wait for practice. So I'll be around the neighborhood and going and meeting the locals. To me, they were like, to me, at that time, they were kings, you know, being no better. I mean, they were just local, you know what I mean? But eventually, instead of realizing it's a bigger, broader picture than just that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought the one line was the thing. You know what I mean? I didn't know the 2, the 5. It just all, you know what I mean? It was going all over. So the cruise, to me, you know what I mean? Like the number one cruise I used to see on the line was 156. You know what I mean? Like, and I eventually got down with the 156 back then through Design. He was the vice president.
What's his name?
Design, D-Z-I-N-E.
Okay.
He was the vice president in Kennedy. You know what I mean? So I was, forget it. I used to look it up. You know what I mean? All the time. 156. You think that people 156 acknowledge me? You know what I mean? They used to do trains, they used to do all this in the street. I was just a local guy going to school. But it's funny, I think it happened eventually when I put it up in the Hall of Fame. Or, you know, now they question me. How we got that 156? But now it became a pop culture thing. You know what I mean? Where I don't know what it is. I mean, these people are down there. I don't even hook it up no more. I'm down with them, yeah, but I mean, it was through the spirit of this guy, John 1 and Kyle.
John 1, he's big.
That's the leader of 156.
Wow.
He's the one, he lives in Paris.
Wow,
But
he lives in Paris. That's
yeah,
right.
I mean, that's his crew. But Design used to go to school with us, so that's how I got down. But nobody want to put me in no crew. What? No, man. I mean, everybody starts out as a toy. It's where you take it from there. Most toys, they just give up at a certain time. Most toys just they get caught and they see it's not worth it. I mean, it's where you take it from there. I guess what made me keep going was I never got caught. You understand? Because I believe if I would have got caught, that was it. I would have saw. I mean, there's no justification here. Hell no, what am I doing this for? The fact that I didn't get caught and kept going, I guess, that was the adventure. That was the adrenaline rush. That was the high. You know what I mean? Getting away with it. Accomplishing the mission, getting away with it. You know what I mean? That was so it kept going until a time when now you develop a certain skill, you know how you can factor this, make money.
But you were you doing illegal walls or you weren't?
Oh hell yeah, of course. Yeah, there was no such thing as legal walls back then. Everything we used to do the Amtrak line, Metro North line, high school walls, backyards, stuff like that. You know what I mean? There was no legal wall. shit, you get caught painting out there trying to see you, man, you getting arrested. They want the answers later, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like now. Now you can almost, you know what I mean, act like it's a legal wall. I won't even attempt that, you know what I mean?
So what'd you write? You didn't write King B then, or what'd you write?
No, I always wrote King B.
You always wrote
Yeah.
in high school.
In high school, I wrote King B. Yes, King B. Whack ass King B tag altogether. Yeah. When I do pieces, I do King. I mean, I realized the first pieces that I did was King B, but I realized it was too long. I didn't even know scaling. It was too big. I was, you know what I mean? But eventually I just started doing King pieces. K-I-N-G, kill with B. When I used to bomb, I used to write K-B, K-B-E-E. I mean, this is why I do my throw-ups. You see the K-B-E. The character that I do, the voodoo doll, the evil E, and the K-B. I mean, it's just one E because one E killed off. Anyway, it's a story behind my story. It's a story behind everything I do. You already know my pieces. See, they got names. They got titles.
Right.
I mean,
So that's interesting. You kept the same name.
Like, it's good and bad that I didn't have a mentor, because maybe my style would have derived from that mentor and I would have stuck with it. But in the good essence, it's good because I've developed many styles. Like you see my book, I got many styles that I made up with the word King, because I didn't have a mentor. Nobody told me what to do. So I broke rules. You know, anti-3D, anti-outline.
Right.
Everybody will outline my pieces. Yeah, some of my pieces are outlined, but a lot of my pieces I got so crafty, so neat. You don't need no outline. Yeah. So I started developing that realism, you know?
Mm-hmm. So the 156 crew, okay, you became a member later on. And then
I joined with 87, I think 87.
Okay, 87, okay. And then from there, what was the next crew? Because I'm leading into UW.
That's when I started my crew. I solo, but me and this guy named Gusto. Not the Gusto that's down with 4B now. It's me, this guy that also like me was nobody. I mean, just writing. We wanted to create a crew that was fast writing. It was quick. You know what I mean? It's good for underground writers.
Oh, underground writers.
Right. That was me and him. Eventually, he left it alone, so it was all up to me. So eventually, I started changing the name: Urban Warriors, United Writers.
Oh, you should use different United Writers, Urban Warriors. Right. So it doesn't mean just that one thing.
Right.
It's different meaning.
Right. So eventually, I developed it to my company now. So that's why this is UW. You know what I mean? United Writers, logos, and walls.
Yeah. So you have Urban Writers, Urban Warriors, and what's the third one?
Well, Underground Writers,
Underground
right?
Writers.
Urban Warriors.
Yeah.
The Underworld.
You know
what I mean?
Okay. Right. I like those names. Those are great.
Underwater. That's where you see the school B that I created.
Yeah.
Did you have one that I mistakenly, I might have saw Urban Warfare?
I did that too, Urban Warfare.
Yeah,
anything like with UW, I was trying to go BS.
Right. And you.
Where you saw that?
I saw that on one of your pieces on
yes.
That Kurt had forwarded you.
Yes, right. Yes.
And that was around what, 1990, 91 you started?
No, it started in high school. It started in 86, 87.
Oh, that's a long time.
You know what I mean? That's when it stood for Underground Writers. You know what I mean? But nobody was down. Me, my sister, Nick Juan. It was, you know what I mean? The local. You know what I mean? It was until like in the 90s, 91 and 2, when we started now, people that did, you know what I mean, outside. You got to remember, when you're a child, I mean, you got friends. And whatever you did, they try to, I guess, get with. You know what I mean? So I had a lot of friends that I got to graffiti because I was into graffiti. But they really didn't do the walls. But they had a name. But they would go on missions with us. So I'll do their name.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I had a lot of those. Like Jason, I did his name. Dash, Chasm. You know what I mean? Eventually I did Lady Di, C. Nev too. I did a couple of Nev. I did a Bomb before. You know what I mean? Not that I started doing Bomb. Bomb was always writing. Bomb was always, remember, like in the crew, but you got down with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I helped him do some stuff, some lettering stuff. He got with it for a minute, and he left it alone. I mean, did his own thing. You know what I mean? Bob has his own thing. Vase was like one of the, when he was like the real writer that got down with us, and that I learned a lot from. You know what I mean? Vase one. He was from the train days.
VASE?
VASE.
Yeah.
TWA, the wanted artist. And he was low key. I mean, I learned, I guess, that low key type of thing from him. I mean, he was nice. He was low key. He did it all. The characters. He did his name. He did sceneries. He knows how to airbrush. He does tattoos. He does it all. He does it all. I mean, he was like the first one that got down with us, and that was real. I mean, so I learned. I mean, so for me, he was my audience. When I used to show him stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll like, I mean,
Right.
how about this one? How about this one? He's all right. So, this one. You know what I mean?
So you mentioned to me a couple of weeks ago that Coke 2 and T-Kid were members of UW. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
How'd you run into those guys?
Coke, I ran into Coke. Coke had his own crew. Coke, let me KD. That's his crew, Kings Detroit. Coke was down with us for a minute. To tell the truth, eventually over the years, I mean, when Coke before FX, Coke was down with us. And then eventually, when we formed FX, since he was in our circle, he was down with us too.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the first 5 years of FX. Okay, I mean, the 7 of us was here in New York. Me, Per, Nomad, T-Kid, Serve, Pose 2, and Coke 2. That was the first set of them. Those were the originals.
But FX is a whole nother element.
Right. Well, see, again, you see how because of the circle was hanging, that's how it got formatted with FX. Same thing with FX. It was mostly UW boys. Pose 2, UW. Base 1, UW. Obsessed. He was FX. UW. Per was UW.
So CES?
CES, yes. He was WW. Yes, he was WW.
Wow. That's some heavy hitters.
Yeah, we had,
That's a heavy hitter.
Our crew come a long way. I mean, so a lot of people from UW, was also, eventually when we turned to FX, was down with FX. So you can actually say it's just another branch. You know what I mean? BT's another one. I remember BT is UW. You know what I mean? That's our server, FX, UW, BT, that's our server. It's really the same members, same players. You know what I mean? But different stage. You know what I mean? Like when the FX we do mostly background and heavy hitter names because Per got to travel and started meeting other people. I mean, that's why FX became bigger. But the locals really, it's really UW boys that's here from the Bronx.
Right, this is going to ask you about the Bronx network. Because we're here in the Bronx. So I'm amazing, like all these artists are networking in the Bronx. Was there like a hub for artists to network or just word of mouth?
No, everything was like word of mouth. What's up with all word of mouth? And remember, we got a period of time where not a lot of people doing productions. So when a production was being made, you knew it. You went to see it. You heard about it. You know what I mean? You go see it. Before the internet, where now you just can stay home and see every war being done worldwide. Back then, you have to go to the war and check it out. You know what I mean? So at that period of time, wars being done. You know what I mean? It was something. It was a big impact. Eventually, it was just saturated. You know what I mean? It was over everybody doing production. Now it became now we're going backwards. Now it's about simplicity. You know what I mean? Now it's about, can you read the name? You know what I mean? Because you got to remember, a lot of these wars that were done, it was nice productions, but honestly, can you read what it said? No. You know what I mean? No. So all these wars that I was doing locally, whatever, I felt nobody knew what they had to say. This is why the concept of the beat came about. I said, man, I really didn't remember the beat.
Yeah. Right,
you can't read what most of these things they just said. I mean, it says that to you. To me, I see something else say. They can say this too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The concept of lettering just shifted elsewhere. You know what I mean? It's about style, how it looks as a form. That it became more than just a name, more of the thought of what, you know what I mean, what came about with the scenery.
No, that totally makes sense. So, okay, so you have you when you were doing your walls, right? You would sketch them out. Is that correct?
When I do my walls,
we would sketch them out on the. You would sketch it first before you do it.
Well, that is the original format of the practice of the game. I mean, you sketch first and then you paint it. I mean, I broke rules. I'll start, let's say, a Michael, Michael. I'll start doing the M, the sketch, the I, and I'll stop at the C. I'm coloring the M halfway, the I, then I stop, then I'm putting design. You know what I mean? And people watch me. I remember D-Ro was watching me do a name over there with her, and he goes, "Hey, King, what the fuck? You bugged out." You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The name is the sketch is not even there. I've already got the outline done for the tip of the M. You know what I mean? That's how I know it. I do that because I can see now. I can see it all. It's all there now. You know what I mean? So now I just continue it. You know what I mean? But that's the way I just paint. A lot of time when I did painting with her in the days, right? I didn't have sketches. This is like this book that's coming out. Remember, I had all sketches. Now I'm going backwards. Now I look at a sketch and now do it on the wall. It's faster. It's easier. That thought process and all that takes time. You know what I mean? That whole, you know what I mean, what color's going to be, you know what I mean, what you're going to do. Oh, forget it. That took a lot of time. You know what I mean? So with them days, I used to do sketches, whatever, get a wall. Mind you, it's a difference between you finesse a wall already planned out, and a wall that you just run into and you got painters do the wall. It's two different ball games. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. One is illegal, one is legal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. The adventure is mostly today the truth is illegal. You get away with it and do it. You know what I mean? But most of the time you don't got something planned out. You got to come out of your head. So right away you just dropping it. I mean, whatever paint you got to apply it.
You got to apply it.
And then you got to accomplish it and get out of there. You know what I mean? Then you take the pictures. That's another process. Because most of the time you go to the next day, it's gone. We lost pieces like that. Doing for the park department. Mm-hmm. You know, they bought things quick. We did a piece one day, you know what I mean? This guy went one day and he didn't have the right film. He went the next day and it was gone. Gone. No trace of it. You know what I mean? It was just a memory. That's it. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to document everything nowadays. You got to remember a lot of things they did on the train days. It's not documented. Right. You know what I mean? Nobody thought about it. Nobody thought it was going to be this.
Right.
Nobody was out there trying to say I'm doing the train, but you get arrested. I mean, you can't sue a paint company because you caught cancer and you was doing something illegal. Yeah. No, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? No.
Listen, you guys are out there, you're painting, you're showing your skills. And is it so like it's for the public, but it's not for the public?
No, it was never, to tell you the truth, it was never for them, but it was for just an arena of us. It's like surfing. Who's the surfing for? The surfers. I bet you they all know who's the best surfer, who's number one king, and you know what I mean? Uh-huh. Basketball. I mean, it's for the basketball players. It's all over the world. When you start acknowledging that, I mean, these writers are that's a whole broad. You think I could go to Africa and say I can't be there? Mm-hmm. Michael Jackson could. Mm-hmm. You get the point? You ain't nobody until you're in the wrong arena. It was just created for us. That was an arena for us. Mm-hmm. I mean, not to display in the streets where it became for the public. Yeah, it had to be for the public because it had to be acceptable. You can't just draw somebody having an orgasm on the wall. I mean, it's going to cause controversy. You can't do political things. You understand? You got to watch what you do. So, yeah, it became acceptable in the streets, too. You know what I mean? Because vandalized walls and doing nothing. You put a beautiful mural, they respect it.
So when was your first mural? When was the first mural that you really had time to spend on and make it nice the way you wanted?
Maybe Burnside.
And that was with permission, I would assume.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes.
What company was that?
No, it was us, UW. It was back in 1990. One of Burnside walls. To say the truth, even longer. Yeah, maybe it was in the 90s. It was a crested wall. I did it for a sidewall that they had none on. They were just getting bombed, and it was VIM, if I'm right. For VIM. But it was falsely permission. That's how we used to call it. We didn't get no paperwork from them, but we let them know we were going to beautify the wall without them even, saying yes to it, but just nodding their head. Yeah, okay. In other words, yeah, we okay doing it, but we get caught, then he give the okay. That's what it was. You know what I mean? So we had to do it on a timely manner in the daytime. In the nighttime, think you're going to get away with it painting that wall. Okay, how beautiful it is. I mean, they want to see paperwork.
Yeah, no. Burnside was a popular store too, right? I mean, VIM was a popular store.
Yeah, VIM. I mean, Walton Avenue. Mm-hmm. What store was there? It was a store there. It didn't matter what store it was, but they kept changing the corner. The owner, he owned that property. Again, that guy gave permission. He didn't give permission to be written or signed, nothing. That guy didn't want to. But it was okay to paint. So I already knew my crew had to paint there. You know what I mean? Collectively. You know what I mean? We can't go. If you didn't finish, whoever didn't finish, come there with more than just one. They can't arrest everybody, but they will arrest one or two.
So you would do, say if you did VIM, you wouldn't, what would you do? It wouldn't be your tag, because it's a store. So do you do a VIM like Muriel?
No,
with their name?
why would they, unless they paying us.
It's
different, get it? It's different.
Okay.
They give me the wall, you know what I mean? Yo, you got this all graffiti out here. Can I have the wall, or you want something with? Yeah, can you do something orientated with VIM? You know what I mean? All right, give me some money.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, of course, give me something, you know what I mean? Something to buff the wall. But they can't just declare, yeah, do this and that, and do some gene, and I gotta save it for the next person. When you ever seen a wall like that?
Right.
No.
Right.
Think about it. It's either names or something incorporated with the store, but that's because they gave something. But so no, man, it just makes sense. You rather have it all bombed up and looking ugly, or you want something nice with colors. And I used to take a lot of walls like that. You know what I mean? I even did it on the train. You know, the rooftops. You know what I mean? Because you know the rules. A throw up can go over a tag. A piece can go over a throw up. I used to do a thing on the lines. A lot of writers were getting mad because they just do throw ups. I'll go there with my crew and we do pieces over all the throw up. So, I mean,
nice piece.
Yeah, it'll be nice pieces. Yeah, we have a lot of pieces. We go. A lot of writers were getting mad because of that. I mean, now that's my spot. Man, shit. You know the rules. Piece can go over throw up. A lot of people were not holding that real accountable. No, boy. I mean, next day you see a line through my piece. You know what I mean?
Right.
We had to remember who we went over. That's where it was.
Right.
You know what I mean? A whole different game. Some game, I mean, some rules apply to certain. Not all the way.
So I'm gonna get into your sketchbooks in a minute. But I guess the FX crew, right? When did that crew kind of begin, and where and what year did that?
That was like maybe 93, 92, I think. It would be one time it was me that was painting a lot. Me per Cope and D-Roll. You know what I mean? Also Per with Nomad. You know what I mean? And then TK came back in the scene. I think TK was away for a minute. TK came back in the scene. He was around our circle. Me, TK, Per, and Nomad. I mean, and eventually one time we did a wall. It was me, TK, Per, Nomad, Sir. Those two, you know what I mean, go. And that's the birth of FX right there. We were just on the wall painting. And Per brought up, we should just start a new crew, listening to the radio. And I remember Pose too. You know what I mean? FX.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Does that mean anything?
FX. EFFECT. Get it? Effects.
Oh, effects.
Get it? Special effects. Get it? That's what FX is.
Yeah.
Effects.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Just that's what it is.
It's shortening.
Yes. That's what it is. And that's where it started. We put it up there.
So do you have a picture of that?
That wall, yes.
Wow,
yes.
that must be.
I got the sketch too.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. So, did it start off this whole thing of productions?
Yeah, we started getting
unique. That's unique.
Yeah, but we started. Then we started getting members. Like who? I mean, eventually, like that's when Howard. No, Dame. Remember Dame? You never heard? Remember that name? Dame from Germany.
No, I'm not familiar.
DAIM.
No, I'm not familiar with him.
That's when he got down there. You heard of Lumen?
No.
Lumen, LOOMIT. Another one got down.
Okay.
Germany. It was nice.
Right.
Sub got down. SUB.
Mm-hmm.
The different members started getting down. You know what I mean? And that's where with their abilities, because they do big more. And us, with the straight of us doing our names, that's how it started getting bigger. Per would get a wall. We all fit on that wall. Boom. Another wall. More artistry, more. Than just, because you got to remember, there's certain players in the crew that just can't draw. Like Per don't draw. Per does not draw.
Okay.
He just do his name. There's people that just could do the name, and there's people that could draw. I could draw. At that time, I only could draw and just minimum. You know what I mean? Like draw and like I could copy. You know what I mean? I could look at something and with spray pen I could do it. Not a lot of people could do that.
That's hard.
Yes, it's hard. I mean, eventually people started acknowledging that where their weaknesses at and where their strength is at. Per was good at that. He knew where his strength was at. He knew how to collect writers to work together and make something out of it. That's hard at itself. It'll take days to even come up with a scheme. You know what I mean? With a lot of peers that can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a crowd, and Per was good at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And not only good at it, he made them believe in themselves, believe they could do more. Because I remember he used to push people, to do this, you know what I mean? At that time, they probably felt pressure to do it, but now they see, look back at it, and what that guy does if it wasn't for them.
I mean, I was like, production I saw, it was a memorial done for Pearl.
Right.
It was huge.
Yeah, that's all right. See, that's a collective.
It was a task crew.
Right.
It was a big
right.
man.
It was. I feel bad making it. I mean, I don't know what I was. It was something important I had to do. By the time I got there, it was overgrown with too many writers. But Bees was a big thing because me and Pearl was close.
Okay.
Pearl knew a lot of writers, but there's only certain people that Pearl wrote with. You know what I mean, in the last few years, and I was one of them because Pearl used to get jobs. Pearl also used to get jobs, but Pearl couldn't draw, so he'll get me. Either he'll get me if it occurs somebody that could draw. You know what I mean, and a lot of jobs I did with him because I didn't have a job. Like other writers will have a job that they have to attend to, and that becomes. You know what I mean, painting is just an extra curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
Me, that was my job. I do jobs too. So when Pearl get jobs, he'll call me and we'll be doing it together. I mean, if I get a job, Pearl, but Pearl can't draw, so it's not a job that I can call him to work on me, unless it's something that I know he can handle, he can fit in, or something that he can work on. Pearl was technically good with his name, with his letter style. He was learning from other people that do letter style. When you paint with good people, you learn from them people. This is why who you surround with carries you a long way. This is why some certain crews grow. This is why it affects crew. Because we were painting with a lot of outside, we were learning from each other, structures, how to conduct with each other. I mean, that's one thing that was happening. You paint with people that's in your league or wonder, you're never going to grow. You know what I mean? So that was another thing with me. I didn't have nobody to look up to who I can learn from. So I had to teach myself and learn and see things what was going on and see what I could do. You understand? It was a self-learning process. But I'm proud of it. Nobody could ever say, the actor can't be. Lie.
All right. So keeping up, I printed out some of your sketches. I know you have some of your originals here, but this particular one.
That's one of them that says two things, right?
Yeah, this one is 2022. And in particular, you can show it.
Oh yeah, all right. Look, see it like this one. So see, this is a certain style like this.
Right. So if you break down the title, you have a title in this.
Yes, this one is called right now. It's called Funkalize. All right. See it right. You see the K, right? This is the K right here. It's backwards. Do you see it?
Yeah.
If you don't see it, let me know. You see it? This is the back of it, and this is the. See? It's just backwards. This is the I. See it? The dot.
The dot. Yeah.
See it? Right. This is the end. Look. See this? Going like this?
Yeah. Right.
And this is the little code G. See the G look right here? See? You go like this.
Oh.
See it?
Yeah.
It's a little lowercase G.
Yeah.
See it says king.
Yeah.
Now, if you really look at it, it also says east. See this? Look, this whole thing right here. It's an E. Do you see it?
Right.
Look, again. It's an E. So lowercase a.
Right.
See it? Right. Lowercase a right there. Right. In the middle. And then the S.
And that initially stands for what? EAS.
All right. East was ex of mine. Her name was Ebony. Emanuela Udesca Ayala Estrella. And her initials, you know what I mean, was EAS.
Yeah.
But me knowing relationships will cover my eyes, knowing that has to stand for more than just one meaning. Because it's going to be stuck with me for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So it stands for Eastern Affiliated Soldiers.
Oh, that's fancy. But if I saw it on the wall, I wouldn't know that.
No, this is something I was battling to myself. I got so righteous with my lettering, I knew how to manipulate it and say two things.
Yeah.
When people are just putting something on the wall and it says one thing.
Right.
Okay? Mine says two things. I was challenging myself.
All right.
You know what I mean? But I was one of them right there.
Yeah, all right.
And it only works doing this when I do the backwards K.
Now I noticed on a lot of your pieces, you actually have EAS written within the pieces. And that answers a lot because quite a few of your pieces.
Yes, that was really her name that I gave her, Ease.
Got it.
But it meant for something, contributed to graffiti, and it was incorporated. You know, I was battling doing it in my lettering. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like keeping her happy too. Baby, your name is in there too.
There you go.
You get it?
So this one is back to life videograph.
All right, this one I did in videograph. For videograph.
Right, so that's videograph. So I knew Carl Weston. He was one of the producers of videograph. Did you know? You knew Carl, right?
Yes, I met Carl and I met a Spin and Nick was with them too.
Nick won. Right,
yes.
That's right. And Sasha Jenkins also was out of there. So was that on a wall?
Yes, this was on a wall on 238th Street. 238th Street, you know, the Metro North and the Amtrak line over there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
You see it, right?
Yep.
Okay, you see the K, you know what I mean? You see the I, you see the N, look, this right here, the N, and then the G. Now this one does not say E's. You know what I mean?
And that says King B.
No, it says King.
King. Oh.
Only King, only 4 letters.
Only 4 letters. Right.
Do you see it?
I see it.
I mean, there's a G right here.
I see the I, the
right.
N, and yeah. Nice. Colors are really good too. Colors are really good too. So
This one is called Back to Life.
Back to Life. So this one, you have the acid in it. So
Let me see. Where you see acid?
at the top. ACID.
Oh yes. Remember I told you, I mean, a.k.a. Konic Acid.
Acid,
Yes.
Right, that's what you're saying.
Why Konic Acid? Because the citric acid is like, I don't mean battery acid. It's Konic acid. It burns. Get it?
Okay.
My style burns.
Style burns. Okay.
That's what it'll mean. It's been called styler fatigue.
Right. So that style is very interesting. What your letter style on this one is quite dynamic.
Yes, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Since nobody told me style, whatever, I came up with a lot of different styles. Eventually, with me creating my lettering and we're getting neat at it, and then getting structure. You know, I mean, there's only a certain way you can create a K, I, and a G. And bend it a certain way and it still look like an N. I mean, you got the lower cases and you know, I mean, the upper cases. So that's what it's all. That's all what it is. Now, it's putting it together to make it look as one style on its own uniform is the key.
What year was that?
This one was 2000, April 2000.
So that's 24 years ago. So this one is quite interesting. You're using numbers.
Oh,
you
yes.
got UW, and you have the B in there.
This was done in 238th Street. Damn, I got a picture of this. I just caught the picture of this going to Maryland this weekend. This is the first piece that I did in collaboration with Vase. This is when Vase got down with the crew.
Okay.
And we went to 238th Street and we did this.
Wow. That has history.
Yes. 38th Street, right there, yep.
So you have the numbers, 1 through 10. What's that symbolize? Is that just some creative?
That's what I did as designs. I didn't know what to do as designs. Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to do no lines. I didn't want to do stars. I said, man, let me do numbers. And that's the name of the piece. Numbers.
And why did you use B in this one? Is that you just thought?
Oh, just me writing B to people know King B.
Right.
I remember this was the first of me doing King pieces, so I don't want people associated with another King. I know there was another guy doing King. I just didn't realize that he wasn't to this level. I mean, not disrespect to him. I mean, because.
So the character B wasn't done at that time?
No, the B was not nowhere near this. It didn't come about, no.
And what year was that around?
This one? Never know the exact year of this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's somewhere, you know what I mean, improved writing. I just don't know because I never cared about dates. Tell you the truth. Everybody puts dates in their piece and you realize I don't. To me, time is relevant.
So that's another style.
This is 2004, yeah.
Sir manipulation.
Yes.
That's real fancy.
Right. This is where you see nice and fancy you can get it to. Mind you, at this time when I did this on paper, I couldn't put this on the wall.
Right.
My skills was not to par to scale this correctly to get this up. You know what I mean?
Wow.
At that time, you know what I mean? There's certain things that you can do on a book you cannot do on the wall.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted. You think somebody nice in a book, you think they're good on the wall. No. I learned that the hard way. I used to do a lot of pieces of paper and take it and do it on the wall. They didn't even, you know what I mean? Not even close. Couldn't even forget it.
So maybe break that down because it's hard for me to read down.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. So.
All right. The K is right here. Look. Everything else is just illusion, just to make it more complex.
Oh, illusion. Okay.
The K is right here. Look.
Yeah.
If I could point this way, can you see it?
Yeah.
So the K is right there. Look, see it right there.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
That's the K right there. All this is just additional. All this here, just additional. But the K is right there.
Yeah, right.
All right. The I's right here. Look. Boop. That's it. That's the I.
Yeah.
That thing right there is the I. Now the N is right here. Look. This, and this. Lowercase n. See it? This, and this. Do you see it?
Hard to see, but I'm listening.
It's right there. Look.
Right there.
It's a lowercase n.
Yeah.
The G is a lowercase g. Look, this, all this right here.
Right.
And it goes like that. Do you see it?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Everything else is just for me, just to hide. It's to give it style. Because if that was just appropriated there, you know what I mean? It's just there. You know what I mean? But all that gives all the lingo. It's like dancing. They all have to come together. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Okay.
But this one I couldn't apply on the wall. It's a challenge if I was to do it right now.
It would be hard.
Yes.
I can imagine. This one is nice. I really like the lettering here. K Steel.
Oh yes, this was done in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's a Graffiti Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but this is at the time when it was illegal to do the Hall of Fame. Not with the way it is now. This is back then when we actually had to climb the fence and get in there and be quiet and spray. Not so much because if they smell the spray paint out there, you can tell somebody's in there painting. You know what I mean? You have to be under PDQs and pay and get away with it. This would be a vase just deep in there. So what we could go over and just rock it.
So the Graffiti Hall of Fame, it's a lot of storied history.
Yes.
To that place. Talk a little bit about.
Okay, let me show. Do you see the East in this one?
Well, I can see it. I can see this a little bit more clear. I can see the K, right?
Right. You see the K's backwards, right?
Yeah.
The I is right here. This is the I.
Right.
This is the N right here. Look, right there. That's it. That's the N.
Right.
And then this is the G.
That's the G.
Now the East. You see the S?
Yeah.
Do you see it? It's right there. Look.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's right there. Look.
Right.
S. See the lowercase a now? Look.
Yeah.
See it?
Wow.
And then the E. The E is retarded.
Oh, yeah, the E is retarded.
Yeah.
Right.
But you see it. It's all right there. It's all together.
It's all right there.
There's not no way here the G. This is just the G from when it says King.
Right. And that was, what, 2?
This one is a year base with no. This got to be between 2003 and 2007.
All right. So the Graffiti Hall of Fame,
yes.
you had to climb.
Yes, at one time the Hall of Fame was
cut
not.
The things. Yeah.
Yes. One time the Hall of Fame is not the way it is now, where it's a whole project to get done in a matter of weekend. Or at one time,
culture too, yeah.
At one time you had to sneak in there and do your thing. You know what I mean? And you just can't sneak in and do your thing because if there's no space, you can't paint. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make space, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes this thing been there already 2-3 years. I mean, but the writers who did it, they was not happy. But you got to come up with whoever's coming up. I mean, you got to give room to what's new. You can't hold up to something forever. They just made a bad choice. I went over the whole crew. I went over the TDS wall. I mean, they was tight. You know what I mean? They didn't know me, but they was tight. You know what I mean?
Tight, okay.
Me, on other occasions we went over what was there the longest. We could tell what was fresh and what was old. Remember? And that's how you do it. But once you do that, when you do that, you have to complete it, and it better be fresh. You can't go over something that's been there for a minute and it's fresh and think you're gonna go over it and it's whack. You're gonna get hated. You know what I mean? You're gonna get hated. See, good thing with me, whatever I went over respectively. I covered the whole thing and it was fresh. The only thing they can say is, look at you, Jacks. They can't say nothing else. You know what I mean? So it was nice. You know what I mean? You Jacks. But it wasn't whack.
Right, it was good. It was good. You got a lot of respect for doing it, right? And would you do these at night?
Definitely. Daytime can't go there. Daytime they see you. You hide it from the cops. You're hiding the can smell from the cops. So you can't be spray painting all crazy. You gotta, and there's a noise. You hear something? You know what I mean? You smell the aerosol. You know somebody's painting somewhere.
You know somebody's painting.
Yeah. So, I mean, everything was on the low.
So you can't see light? What you use?
Oh, believe you and me, your eyes get adjusted to a certain degree. Yeah, I think that's why my eye vision is messed up now. Yeah, you get adjusted. You be in the dark, but you cut off the lights. You can't see at first. Think about it.
Right.
Eventually, you could see what's in the way.
Okay.
You could see what's in the way. And eventually, that's how you have to work that way. So you have to know what colors you got, and you have to know how to apply it. Because the next day you come taking pictures, you can't fix it. You know what I mean?
Right. So here we have another drawing done in 2001, and you have King B.U.W. on it. So let's just describe this style here.
This one is called The Hyde. Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde. Yeah, those letters are funky.
You see the letters in this one, right?
Yeah.
This one is just this one is itself right there. All it is just that's the K.
Yeah.
They go the I right there.
Right.
That little thing right there is the I.
Right.
The N, lowercase n.
Yeah.
And the lowercase g.
Right.
All this little do that, see that little thing going there, going right through. That's all additional stuff. That little, you know what I mean? That's to give it the style, though.
And that's a beautiful kid. So, did this one make it to a wall, or you don't know?
This one didn't make it to a wall. Let me see. It did say? No. Nope, never did this on a wall. A lot of these sketches that you see that I did it on paper. But at the time that I did it on paper, I knew I couldn't do it on the wall. And if I did, it's not gonna look exactly like this.
Like that.
So I kept that as a work of art. This one is just for paper. Get it? When I do something on the wall, something for the wall. You understand? Mm-hmm. Now it's a challenge for me to see if I can put it on the wall, which is now is more interesting. You know, more applicable to me.
But also, do you think the technology of spray paint now would allow you to do it with different cap sizes? Or like you said, caps don't mean anything.
No, it's my experience now. It's just now my hand is not perfect not to nail this. You get it? That's the key. You got to keep practice with this. Boxers, when they sparring in the gym, whatever, I mean, they could be nice and fancy all it is, but they need to be out in the field to win, right? That's how they get better. You need that hands-on feeling.
Yeah.
Tennis players, anything, you know what I mean? But you still got to practice.
Right.
This was my practice. On paper. Accomplishing the king, you know what I mean? And yes, but that doesn't mean I could do it on the wall. I mean, at that moment. Now I could. Now I must have that experience in that form, and now I can do it. I mean, now whatever I did on paper, mind you, it's different sizes you're working with. On paper, it's just small. You could turn the book this way, you could turn it this way. You can't do that to a wall. You know, you cannot do that to a wall.
Right.
So certain angles people might be good at, certain angles they not with lines. Like me, I'm good with lines going down. It'll come out straight, but when it comes to a cross, you know what I mean? It might veer off. You know what I mean? You understand that? That comes with practice. But I am sharp and neat. I know how to come back and cut. So now the scale will look the same. Mind you, now of course, technology now you can just put this on a machine and get it projected and it'll come out exactly like this. You know what I mean? But you can do that too.
You can do that too. Okay.
You know what I mean? But I never did that with graph. You know what I mean? That kills the experience. Like, if you're able to do it, you know what I mean? Then you can apply it. So
wow. I didn't think about
you know what I mean?
But that's technology.
Yeah, now you can just do that. Put the outline in and just color it. I mean, I like to try it. You know what I mean? To see, you know what I mean? Then I could play with my colors.
Oh, right.
I mean, mind you, the style itself, to me, you know what I mean, when it comes to graph, is showing the lettering. You know what I mean? The color works is just to hide it. You know what I mean? This is why you see so many colors, you know what I mean, many pieces. No, to me, I study the lettering. You know what I mean? What they put it there as lettering.
Well, spray paint now is like so many colors.
Yeah, too many colors. But you know what I mean? And even with the technology now, with the straight cap or whatever, it still does not enhance once that does not practice the craft.
Right.
You have to practice the craft.
Right.
When I go to restaurants and I'm eating, I mean, the napkin and I got a pen, I'm practicing my craft. You know, you look at the different papers that I got my sketches on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you talk a little bit about that as we go towards wrapping up. But this one here I like too. It's a very old one, but two different styles.
Oh yes, this one here. I mean, see, these now example of something that I did that I know I can do on a wall. You see, You see how it's more simplicity?
Mm-hmm.
It's all there, you know what I mean? The outline, the sketch, you know what I mean? The 3D. But this one I know I can handle on the wall.
Yeah.
This is why this one was done on the wall and that one was done on the wall. Both of them.
Both of them were done. Okay.
Yes.
And what years? If we know, sometimes you put the street on it too, right?
So yeah, this one was it says done on a rooftop. This was done on a rooftop. This is one of them. This one is called KG88.
Okay.
And this one is called Bunkhouse. This one is one on the top was done on the rooftop. Remember I was talking about how you could do pieces of overthrows?
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the many pieces that I did on the rooftop with others, like with Nev, maybe with Bonfire, with Face, whoever it was with me. And we went over whatever was there. This is one of the pieces.
Was that Bonfire you were talking about earlier?
Yes, same Bonfire. Yes. He was down with us too. You know what I mean? This one was done in a tunnel. This is Bunkhouse, I remember.
So Bomb 5, BOM 5?
Bomb 5, yes.
So we interviewed him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Yeah, he was down with us too.
Wow, Bomb 5. Wow, that's great. He's a Bronx guy as well.
Yeah. He was down, he's MW, most wanted. Yeah.
Right.
He was Urban Warrior too.
Mad Riders.
Right, that's it.
Right.
Yeah, right.
He's in Japan right now.
Is he?
He's living it up on Instagram. You should see this guy.
Oh yeah?
Going to galleries, Japanese galleries.
Nice.
He know how to hold his own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So did you ever run in phase 2 over the years?
Phase 2. Did I ever? I heard he came out with a book, I know, and I think I'm in it. I don't got the book though.
Yeah.
He even took a picture of something that I did in there that I included on me. But phase 2, wait a minute. Did I paint with him? I got to paint with wait a minute. I did paint with him.
Mm-hmm.
I got to paint with him in Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
That's right. With Volcan and with Pose 2.
Oh, Volcan, that's his boy. Volcan was his boy, yeah.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah, we played some boy, Volcan, yeah. Man.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. So, this phase 2.
Oh, you got it.
That's his catalog. Yeah, his style writing is quite interesting as well.
Yeah.
I picked up a couple of those at an event in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And then Riff picked up a couple more for me.
Oh, nice.
So we got like 4 of them.
Wow.
That's the book he did.
That's the one that they did at his memorial.
It is his survey.
Well, I'll see that. I'll see that. I gotta see that.
Yeah. So let's show a little bit, a few of your originals.
All right, this one. This is one with different names that I've done. That one is with the name all king pieces.
Mm-hmm.
We'll show you mostly what well, let's give it a rundown. Look. See them? These are different names that I've done. That one says drama.
Got it.
I mean, this one says Kayla.
Mm.
That one's got a glare. Can you lay it down?
That one, this one?
Yeah, the glare from the light. There we go. Nice.
This one says Alex. See, with a lowercase a, L, E, and the X. This one says Sack. This one is a what is it? A Kenny or a case? A case. KACE.
Mm.
That's a Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
That's a vase.
Mm-hmm.
You notice the different styles.
Yeah, I can see it. It's really interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's for the J's, JAES. Like this. That one says poke. Another one of my favorite crews, IBM.
IBM, okay.
This one says style for styler. One of my other names. Another one, style. STYLE. Queenie. KWENE. New York.
Nice.
White boy. That was done for a tattoo. A purr. P-E-R, cheat, C-H-E-A-T. Yeah, you see this one, right? Scuba. Prime, P-R-I-M-E. A Merc, New York. Quick.
Nice.
Big John.
Nice.
It's a vase. Occurs, K-E-R-Z.
Yeah, we'll do like another 5 more, and that's it.
All right. Raina.
Yeah.
For a girl I went out with, R-A-Y-N-A.
Nice. Like the shading on that one.
This one are Carlos.
Are those like 3D lettering?
Yeah, they all got 3D.
All right.
All they got 3D. Yep.
Yeah.
This one says Cry, C-R-I. This one right here, Team Skrilla, like this.
And there's the
Team Skrilla. This one is something else up there.
Okay.
But that's just a sample of.
Oh, for the work.
Right. There's a whole bunch of them there. You know what I mean?
And you would use whatever paper you
Yeah. So yeah, you know, yeah.
What was in front of you?
Right. At the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
At the moment, you know, sometimes you just capture that lightning when you want to do something, and it happens to be on the wrong paper, but you can't stop halfway. You got to complete it.
That's what you have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So Pastor, you're towards the Bronx, it's, closing.
Yeah, let me ask one quick question. There was a piece that you had in the gallery that Kurt sent me that it had a character, the sad face clown.
Okay.
You want to talk to me about what the inspiration was? Because immediately when I see that, I already think of sucker MCs.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're a $5 boy, I'm $1 million man. You're a sucker MC, and you're my fan. You're a sad face clown. You know, and I totally messed that rhyme up.
Okay.
Yeah, no, sad face clown. That's something that I remember. All right, I used to do pieces. What I used to do in the beginning. You know, it's my early piece when you see I used to write supremacy, afterbirth, domination, SAD. That's where it came from, SAD. So the sad face clown was the face for that.
All right.
That was my saying. So if you ever see that writing, I don't do it no more. But if you ever see that writing when I did a piece, if you see a piece, I always used to write that supremacy, afterbirth, domination.
Got it. And we like to end all our oral histories with this one question. What does the Bronx mean to you?
What the Bronx mean to me? Bronx mean to me another facility for everyone to live in. It's a mixed culture, you know. Artistically, when I think about it, it's where they all originated at, you know. I like what's going on with the Bronx, with this thing with the boom walls, how it's spreading this colorful format. Just looking at the wall as a whole, don't really look at the style or the amateur, but as a whole, the experience. I mean, the culture, the artistry, how it looks than what it used to look. A boring one color building, especially these factories that are just there doing nothing. It's giving it life. Blocks that I normally won't drive through because, you know what I mean, I'll drive through now just to see the work, you know what I mean? It's good. It's a good thing. You know, inspirational, you know what I mean, for younger cats to get the grasp. I mean, especially when it's something that you can relate to. When it comes to names, all right, they don't get it. I mean, but when it comes to artistry about it, I mean, it's good. So as a whole, it's good. And for me, the Bronx, introducing that, experiencing that, I mean, to tell you the truth, bringing that to the forefront is good. Because they do it in Brooklyn too, they do it in Queens, but it's not like the Bronx. You know what I mean? And the fact that the Bronx, the ones who started that, you know what I mean? My man went, then, you know what I mean, it's good. You know what I mean? Because they from the Bronx, you know what I mean? So it's a thing that I like to be part of, and whenever they need me, I'll be there too. You know what I mean? Because I like that. I like being from the Bronx. I was doing that with Burnside. And that's just one sector. He's taking it to another level. That's good.
Nice. Awesome. King B for the Bronx Aerosol Arts Documentary Project.
Yeah.
Kurt Boone, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, King B. It's been a pleasure.
Peace.
Likewise, brother.
Yeah.